almost didn't report it. That's the part that still gets me. I moved into Crestwood Apartments in March of last year, second floor, end unit. The kind of place where the walls are thin enough to hear your neighbor's TV, but thick enough that you never actually meet anyone. I liked it that way. I was fresh out of a bad relationship and genuinely enjoyed the silence. The woman in 4B was directly above me. I never saw her face. Not once in 8 months. But I knew her routine better than my own. She woke up at 6 a.m. I could hear her footsteps crossing the bedroom. She made coffee. She paced a lot. Back and forth across what I figured was her living room, for sometimes 20 or 30 minutes straight. I assumed she was on phone calls. Work stress, whatever. Then the pacing stopped. Not gradually. Not one day she paced less, and then less after that. One Tuesday in November, it just stopped completely, and the apartment above me went silent in a way that felt different from ordinary quiet. I noticed it the first day. Told myself she was on vacation. By day 4, I was standing in my kitchen, staring at my ceiling. By day 6, I knocked on 4B Taka's door. No answer. I pressed my ear against it and heard nothing. I went back downstairs and sat on my couch for a long time. On the morning of day 7, I called the non-emergency police line. I felt ridiculous doing it. I told the dispatcher I hadn't heard my upstairs neighbor in almost a week, and something felt wrong. She took my information in a flat, professional tone that made me feel like I was overreacting. 2 officers showed up an hour later. I watched from my doorway as they knocked on 4B. Knocked again. Radioed someone. A building manager came with a key. I went back inside because I didn't want to see whatever came next. 40 minutes later, one of the officers knocked on my door. Middle-aged guy, calm eyes, the kind of face that had delivered news like this before. She's okay, he said. She had a fall 4 days ago. Couldn't reach her phone. She's dehydrated, but she's going to be fine. I sat down on the floor, right there in my doorway. Just folded. You did good calling, the officer said. Another day or two, and we'd be having a different conversation. Her name was Ruth. 71 years old, retired librarian, had lived in 4B for 19 years. When she got back from the hospital 2 weeks later, she knocked on my door with a card and a plant. Her hands were still a little shaky, but her eyes were sharp and warm, and she held my hand for a moment when she thanked me. I still hear her up there every morning, coffee. A little pacing. The creak of her chair when she sits down to read. It's the best sound in the world.